everyone, welcome back. It's Jojo with
SHRUTI. We're back. We're back with the last two songs of the release, of the album release. Yes.
And the one with the video, which is next.
Yeah.
And then we'll do our full album commentary at the end of it all.
जैसे already हम इतनी बातें करके नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि कुछ गुंजाइश बची है कि हम वो भी करेंगे.
Voice is going to be gone after this session again.
Oh no.
But anyway, let's just
maybe next session we should do with your steamer lying right next to you and you're talking and there's dhuma coming for special effect and it's also like steamer. It'll be double. I'm telling you.
I need to get a humidifier actually, all right. Must next time. Dhua aega video mein. Okay, so this one is Tareefan and it's produced by Boy Wonder and Wonder Girl and Alan Ritter and Levin Kali, A&R coordinator Navjot Singh. Shout out to Navjot. Thank you for inviting us to the event.
I know, thank you.
So sweet. It was so weird. It was no plan. I literally had no idea this was happening. And I was, I think he posted.
Also in the middle of shifting and everything.
I was packing and it was my last day in London. And I just saw Navjot post something on his story and I sent a fire emoji to it. And he replied and we just got talking. And I haven't told anyone I'm coming to India. And I just happened to mention to him. I said, by the way, I'm back in India tomorrow. And he's like, oh, are you in Bombay on the 15th? And I said, yes, very much. So then he's like, okay, I'm sending you the invite. And I was like, what invite? And then he's like, check your WhatsApp. And then I checked and I was like, what? I was like, what? I didn't know the album was releasing. I hadn't kept myself updated. So anyway, I was like, I'll be there. Thank you. So
good. Thank you so much. Yes. What a fun
lovely time. Seriously. So good. So Tareef, I lost my voice, but that's okay.
The voice had gone even before. Don't blame the concert. Don't blame the evening.
It's true. 90% of my voice was gone before only. Okay, chalo.
The funny thing is she's talking to people and they want to talk, right? Like talk to her. And she's like, no, I have to get this right. She was like, this is how she was talking to people. And they were like, and you know, most people were artists. They were like, Rehne do, please don't strain your gala. Just don't do it. Hame dard ho raha hai, mat karo. That's how it was.
I know, it was hilarious. I'm trying to talk and nothing is coming out. And they're like, Rehne do bad. It's okay.
Hilarity.
Oh, okay. Anyway, it was fun. Chalo, let's get to Tareefan.
Ready.
1, 2, 3, play.
दस दे किन्नियां हो तारीफां नी मत्थे उत्ते ला लिया तू रेखा वांगू टिक्का तेरे मुरे हुस्न नी मादरी दा फिक्का तेरा नक कुड़े कटरीना तो भी तिखा दस दे किन्नियां हो तारीफां और दूरों दिखे दीपिका दे वांगू का दीपचा नखरा भी आलिया दे वांगू वादी उच्चा तेरे मुरे नखरा के यारा दा भी निक्का दस दे किन्नियां हो तारीफां वो आती मेरे सपने में लगता मेरे अपने में साथी मेरे अच्छे और साथी मेरे झगड़े में खो गया कोई दिशा निकालो खो गया कोई किस्सा बैठा दो रश्मि का 10 लिखा मैंने खत लिखा आलिया मिल गई तो उसमें फंसने का कियारा मिल गई तो उसमें फंसने का सीढ़ी ना बना दे उसको बीवी बन के रखने का मैं जमाल में सलीम वो है लतिका वो कमाल वो वजीर में तो पड़ेगा वो मेरी याद और नसीब में हूँ परेशान उसके लिए पूरा फिल्मी बोलू वो मेरी जान फुल्ला दी सहेली है नहीं परी दी पैणे ना तू का तो लेने ते तो सोने थोड़ी गहने हाय लोर तेरी गोरी है नहीं जिमें आ सटी बाजी दे सिरे दे नशेड़ियां ने नशे नहीं सने आओ दिल खड़काउंदे नहीं तू बूहा किथे खोले बस बोलदी रह जाने कहना सोना नहीं तू बोले बाज तेरी गुण जिमें लता जी तो लता दस दे किन्नियां हो तारीफां हले सौण दी रुत मैनू माग लगी जावे कुड़े तेरी सादगी ही पंजाब लगी जावे मूरे खड़ी तां भी मैनू खाब लगी जावे ढोल छड्ड फुल्लां वाला बाग लगी जावे तू तुरदी थोड़ियां कुड़े टहक दी हो जावे महक नहीं रकाने तेरी महक दी हो जावे जिमें तेनू दित्ता होवे ऊदे वाला छड्डा दस दे किन्नियां हो तारीफां जादू ना रहा मुझे खुद पे काबू क्या दूं जो मांगे वो सब कुछ ला दो हारू तेरे लिए कुछ भी हारू जानू जादू ना रहा मुझे खुद पे काबू क्या दूं जो मांगे वो सब कुछ ला दो हारू तेरे लिए कुछ भी हारू जानू का facts मैं जमाल मैं सलीम वो है लत का what's up Tareefan she blazing like my reefer
All right.
Just keep doing Tarifa, we don't mind.
But is song mein, for me, the music composition, the production elements, lot of those which were put in,
Yeah.
those were the highlights more
Yeah.
than the song itself.
Yeah.
Because song
Hear
with
them in the
production-
back. I was trying to
so
focus on them.
many.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
And even the way it begins, and even like, sampling like a old Bollywood song. And it kind of suits because it's Bollywood. Like, you're doing a whole shout out to all the actresses, the
Yeah.
current actresses. So, like, so I didn't care much for the lyrics that much. But
Yeah.
for me, definitely the music and the production elements and the beat stood out like, and how.
And
Like,
how.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, and also because I was reading the lyrics while going through it. First of all, I love that. What was this? What was the thing? The starting wala song.
This thing.
जिसने तुम्हें
ने तुम्हें
बनाया.
बनाया. हाँ, कश्मीर की कली. हाँ.
Whoever idea it was to insert that. Full 10 on 10 to you. Thank you.
Correct.
Love it. Love it. But no, so again, the production I was saying, very unique because Daste ke liya ho tareefan, just the way that that line comes
Breakaway.
again and again, and the way it's broken up with the music arrangement. And also when you're reading the line, there is a last word in it, right? Daste ke liya ho tareefan, and then there's kara, which is written here.
Yeah.
And then towards the end of the song, Daste ke liya ho tareefan, likha is the last word, the ending word. They're not audible. It ends, the actual main vocal ends at Tareefan. So the last word, I was like, kahan bol raha hai? But wo jaise wo treat hua hai aur bola wo almost like it's subdued. But the way it's been mixed, it is the whole line. So I just found those things very unique. Nice.
And it would have been so easy for this song, for the other Tareefan, ho re das kinniya tareefan chahidiyan tenu. It's so easy to keep referencing to that song, but with the way the music is, it's impossible.
It's
One
impossible.
won't even think of it. Although the lyrics are ditto same. I mean, it's a famous line,
Exact
right?
same.
So that line is ditto. And yet it's like fully different. And that's all the music composition. Hats off to that.
Hats off. I was thinking
That's very difficult.
the day we heard it that day, I was like, the way Daste Kiniya Ho Tareef, because as soon as that song ended, it was so stuck in my head that I was like, I'm not even able to sing the Badshah line. I'm not even able to refer to that song in my head. And funniest thing was Lisa Mishra was standing right next to us. That's what I happened to notice. I'm like, hey, what is happening? It was like, oh, she just dropped out of the sky. But no, so that whole that exactly what you said, brilliantly done. When such a strongly embedded line in people's minds can be completely overwritten with a new sound and a new flow.
Yeah.
Props to the production and the music.
That's huge. Yeah, that's not easy at all to do. Yeah, yeah.
मतलब कितना वो popular है वो गाना. Do you remember? Can you sing it right now? I'm not able to.
I just sang it now. Like that's like, it's so easy. But talking about sampling, I also like how during when we were watching the whole, like when they were performing and when we were listening, doing the listening session with them, like when at the event, how they also played one Aujla song and one Divine song. So they played Bazigar, right? And they played softly. So when Bazigar played and Karan Aujla was singing along, and he was also doing cute. Like the whole action and all of it, which was adorable.
They were like, "Kaam bahut ho gaya, party karte hain." So both started partying to each other's songs.
Correct. So this album mein, that's what I was thinking about. Okay, when sampling has been so hit with Bazigar, how come there is no sampling in this? Because ye jo start ka part hai, this when you're listening to it on big speakers in a live mahal, wo miss ho gaya. I did not listen to it that time. ये मुझे अभी like when we are listening to it, now I realize कि हाँ, that little sampling has been done and little like
I also didn't hear that because वो sound उसका live में नहीं आएगा.
नहीं होता ना, correct.
Crowd sound है, everyone talking and screaming. So I totally missed the sample at the end. I just heard it, and there's a lot of different elements in the mixing of the song which are just
they're too subtle, gorgeous for
come out on the headphones.
Individual listening. Yeah, fantastic.
I thought the lines were hilarious. The whole kaun the Madhuri first, then Katrina. I was like, then Alia.
Everyone.
Deepika I. No, Kiara I.
Correct.
Then so my first line is Madhuri, Katrina, then Deepika, then Alia, then Kiara. Kiara is very famous now.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Rashmika, I don't know who it is, but
Yeah.
Rashmika, Alia, Kiara, and then Sidina. Okay. This line hilarious. सीधी ना बना दे उसको बीवी बन के रखने का.
I know. And he repeated it quite a few
He repeated,
times.
सीढ़ी ना बना दे उसको. Okay.
हाँ.
Then Jamal में Salim, वो है Latika. I don't know these people. Who are they? Who's Jamal? Who's Salim?
They are character references, I think, from one of the films. Was it Gully Boy or was it something else?
Latika.
Like, जिसमें जो names थे characters के.
Is it
It's
Slumdog
that.
Millionaire? Latika.
Could be. It's one of the
I
film
haven't seen the
references
movie,
for
but
sure.
हाँ.
No.
ओके ओके वो कमाल वो वजीर में तो पड़ेगा वो मेरी याद और नसीब मैं हूँ परेशान उसके लिए पूरा फिल्मी बोलूं वो मेरी जान. The lines of this song were hilarious.
Funny.
Um,
And some were very deep also. So they were like, they kind of kept coming and going.
The
Kuch lines बहुत deep थी.
हाँ, the second part of Karan's thing, ओ पुला दी सहेली ये नी परी दी ए बहने नाना तू कातों लेने तेथो सोने थोड़ी गहने हाय लोर तेरी गोरीए नी जिवें आ सतीवा ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਿਰੇ ਦੇ ਨਸ਼ੇੜੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਨਸ਼ੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਹਿਨੇ ਉਹ ਦਿਲ ਖੜਕਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਬੂਹਾ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਖੋਲੇ ਬਸ ਬੋਲਦੀ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਣੇ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਸੋਨਾ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਬੋਲੇ
Oh.
ਵਾਜ ਤੇਰੀ गुण जिवे लता जी तो लिता दस्ते किन्निया
Lata ji
हो
reference.
तारीफा
Yes.
लिखा लता जी
Oof.
also. Listen, this is the writing. And then when he ended Divine, I was like, see exactly what we've been noticing. He's trying to sing more on this album.
Correct.
Obviously, he's working on
Or he's
that
been not been
aspect
given
of
that
this.
option. गाना पड़ेगा तो गाना पड़ेगा. आपकी गाने वाली आवाज है, बस शुरू हो जाओ.
You
Like,
can, yeah. But
very
also
good.
when you're working with an artist like Aujla, you will also try to
Yeah.
complement the song in that way wherever you can.
And I think that's the beauty of collabs, right?
Exactly.
Because this is what brings out each other's different skill sets.
Expand. Yes.
Yeah. And you listen to someone and say, "Arey, ये भी कर सकते हैं, हमें तो पता ही नहीं था." Like,
Yeah.
that skill
Yeah.
set comes out. So I'm all
Yeah.
for it.
That
Yes.
section where he sang जादू ना रहा मुझे खुद पे काबू क्या दूं जो मांगे मैं वो सब कुछ ला दूं हारूं हाँ तेरे
हाँ.
लिए कुछ भी हारूं जानू I love all variations of the word Jan are my favorite. I'm just saying. So I liked it. I like this. This is a beauty, yaar. Listen, this album has no skips. I'm not even counting 100 million as a skip anymore.
It's
But
just, it's
सब कुछ और ही
another
हो
level
रहा
is
है.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. जो उस moment में
Okay.
realize नहीं होता है, and as a little time goes by, na, and then you're like, what is happening here?
What is
What is
happening?
happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to Hisaab now. It has a music video.
Ready.
Lovely. I'm glad we recorded
Ready.
later.
Yeah.
So iska it released 4 days ago. We're recording today,
Huh.
and it is number 6 on trending for music. Not surprised at all. The album has been trending from the day. Listen,
Yeah.
the album is trending. One obviously expected. It was number 1 in Canada. Can I just tell you? It was above Kanye's album. It's hilarious.
I know.
Now George posted it on Twitter. He's like, "Cool story." Album that I helped A&R is number 1.
That's
So
crazy.
props
Yeah.
to the team and everyone for that.
Wow.
That is a cool story, and
Yeah.
of course this album is going to trend. It's one of the strongest projects to come out in
Correct.
recent times for sure,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're both like mammoth artists.
Yeah.
Okay, this is mixed by Milano, Hanish Taneja, Yaproof, and Sharul. He had posted about this. This one has Umair and Rovalio on the production. Listen,
Yeah.
the boys are here. I like it. And the video credits a Goppo animation film directed by Jyoti Saha. And I feel like there's the same team that did Mera Bhai.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but okay. Mastered by Connor Salmoral. ठीक है, lovely यार, उमेर, Rovalio, Aujla and Divine. Let's do it. ये तो है ही हमारा favorite song. अब
Cute.
वीडियो देख लेते हैं, वीडियो में क्या हो रहा है.
Done.
ठीक है, चलो.
Let's do.
1, 2, 3, play.
Karan Aujla, Divine, कोई हिसाब नहीं है. कभी ये दिन कभी ये रात कितने सपने कितने ख्वाब कितने थे कल कितने आज कितने साथ कितने साथ कोई हिसाब नहीं है कोई हिसाब नहीं है कभी ये दिन कभी ये रात कितने सपने कितने ख्वाब कितने थे कल कितने आज कितने साथ कितने साथ कोई हिसाब नहीं है कोई हिसाब नहीं है ਬੁਕਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਰੱਖਾਂ ਕੁੜੇ ਨਗ ਦਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਵਰ ਪਠਾਂ ਉੱਤੇ ਕਰੋ ਆਪਦਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਕੌਣ ਕੀ ਦੋਸੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕੰਡੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਗੁਲਾਬ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਭੁੱਲੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਦੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਾਭ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਬ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਪ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਤੂੰ ਗੱਡੀ 'ਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਬਹਿੰਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਦੀ ਲਈ ਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਨਾਰਾਂ ਨਾ ਤੋੜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਦੀ ਘੋੜੇ ਦੀ ਜੋੜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਦੱਸਾਂਗੇ ਥੋੜੀ ਕਿ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਨੇ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਦੀ ਵਾਚ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਨੇ ਵੈਰੀ ਤੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਨੇ ਯਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਜਿਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਬੈਠੀਆਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਦੀ ਕਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕਰੋੜ ਤੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਹਜ਼ਾਰ 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 ਕਿੰਨਾ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਗਿਣੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਹੀਰੋ ਬੈਠੀ ਬੰਬੇ 'ਚ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਸੁਣ ਦਵਾ ਨਾ ਜਵਾਬ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਥੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਨਾ ਲੱਗੇ ਬੀਬਾ ਲਾਈ ਚੱਲੀ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਹੁਣ
कभी ये दिन कभी ये रात कितने सपने कितने ख्वाब कितने थे कल कितने आज कितने साथ कितने साथ कोई हिसाब नहीं है कोई हिसाब नहीं है कभी ये दिन कभी ये रात कितने सपने कितने ख्वाब कितने थे कल कितने आज कितने साथ कितने साथ कोई हिसाब नहीं है कोई हिसाब नहीं है व्हाइट फोर्सेस में बैठे हम ज्योतिष है खुद के जब कहते हम फ्लाई सितारे भी मुड़ते दिवाली हर दिन है बिन पहने अब कुर्ते हम शहर बना रही है झिंगे से लुढ़ के ये कविता हुड़ के कम ध्यान देते सुर पे जब गाने बना रहे हम ध्यान देते मूड पे फायर नहीं लगता वो बैठे ये गुड़ पे ये इंटरनेट नशेड़ी बटन पे उड़ते कमारे कमारे हम हक से कमारे खिलाड़ी या रखे जो अक्षय को मारे खिलाड़ी या रखे जो अक्षय को मारे दो बुक्या ये पढ़ ली है केनरिक लमारे ये रैप करने बोले हमसे में बीमारी ये वॉच शो नहीं हम इससे में कमा रहे हाँ कितना कमाया हिसाब नहीं कितना उड़ाया हिसाब नहीं कांटों पे चले हम मिला गुलाब नहीं मुंह पे कोई बोल दे इनकी मजाल नहीं ऐसा कोई गुजरा है साल नहीं जहाँ पे मिला गद्दार नहीं कितने यहाँ होड़ पर थाली में दाल नहीं कितने यहाँ जी पर चेहरे पे दाग नहीं सही में ये सीधे हम सही में हराम नहीं और कभी हराम का खाया नहीं और कभी अम्मी को रुलाया नहीं अब बोला मैं भाई तो सही में वो भाई यहाँ भाई को चूतिया बनाया नहीं असल रैप को मैं लाया नहीं और तेरे बाप से तू आया नहीं और पुण्य भी करते बहुत और बहुत से बार किसको बताया नहीं और गिनते हम ब्लेसिंग्स तो लिखते हैं गीत मिलते नहीं दोस्त मिलती है जीत खड़े पे मरे नो बेंड माय नीज count my blessings and count my G's गिनते हम ब्लेसिंग्स तो लिखते हैं गीत मिलते नहीं दोस्त मिलती है जीत खड़े पे मरे नो बेंड माय नीज count my blessings and count my G's कभी ये दिन कभी ये रात कितने सपने कितने ख्वाब कितने थे कल कितने आज कितने साथ कितने साथ कोई हिसाब नहीं है कोई हिसाब नहीं है
Okay. Damn.
Wow.
Damn, bro.
I did not expect this video to hit
To
me so
be-
hard.
Yeah. I was
Wow.
totally lost in it. Like
Yeah. Like fully into it, right? Like, and can't even say that it was relatable because, you know, the whole video is about two people who are like trying to break out of jail. But the subtext of the entire thing, like the way मैंने ये गाना videos देखने के पहले सुना था versus अब,
completely different. Yeah.
fully different.
Completely.
Like, matlab, you know, small things like again that
Mm,
attention to detail, even if the way it began with two hands and that one little machhar or makhi that's just going from one side to another. You know, that right there sets the mood that how deeply in that moment are you wasting your life and you're just like stuck in a place. And so while the jail aspects of it might not be relatable, but the stuck aspects, the feeling like, you know, where it's unjustified.
The metaphor of it.
The metaphor of it was amazing, so
Yeah.
powerful. And the video
Yeah.
has been created where every 3 seconds, the thing was changing. Like, you know, the
Yeah.
visual was changing.
Yeah.
And that right there is the best recipe to grasp someone's attention and not let go, right? And it was very compelling. Like
Yeah.
even the shifts of like how when they're surrounded with like, you know, red guards and those guards turn into snakes and that snake is following. And then just the progression of the entire video, if we talk just about the video for a second, like just the visual aspect of it, it was so well thought of, so fantastic, and so like the meaning can change for each person depending on, so relatable, like, you know,
Yeah.
what they're watching. And yet
Yeah.
it has its own story, the way it's progressing and going. And to top it with the kind of music and the hard-hitting lyrics and the voice, the everything, this is a perfect song.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like the song itself was like my favorite on the album. It hit the
Yeah.
hardest even the first day that we listened to it at the
Yeah.
event. And this song just stayed with me. It stayed with me way after the event. today, after watching this video, I feel like that was just the surface of the onion. Now we've peeled all the layers, and now we're seeing every layer has something, that we didn't know, and we didn't expect, and we didn't like anticipate before, and it's just more food for thought in every layer.
Correct. Yeah.
Excuse the pun, but yeah, the breaking out of the jail can have so many meanings for so many people. The being surrounded by people who are like in your life and then they all turn into snakes can also be interpreted in different ways. They are guards
Yeah.
also. They can just be people who are in your life also.
Correct.
Listen, we'd have to do a scene by scene breakdown of this video because there's too many elements in it. So props to this entire team.
It
आपने
hits you
जो
like,
गाने को elevate किया है इस video के साथ,
yeah.
I don't have the words. I don't have the words.
Like I wasn't expecting to be on the brink of tears, and I was constantly fighting back tears.
Yeah.
I did not expect this kind of a. I thought अच्छा गाना होगा, video कुछ भी डाल देंगे, गाना इतना अच्छा है that anything will work,
Yeah.
But here, this song, it is just like it's gripped me in the feels. I did not expect it. I was almost
Yeah.
like in tears, like fighting, like wow.
The expressions on the faces, in every scene of the characters, the whole like him when he's being clutched by the snake, and then the white, and then the snake coming from the back door and dragging him into wherever, and the way that flower murjhaus. I mean, there are so many moments.
Even the running scene, that running scene is like when they're breaking out and there are hands which are sticking out, clapping for them, that do it,
Yeah.
like supportive hands, which are like, just do this.
Even
Oh,
the screaming scenes with the things cracking, the whole like him tied up, can't move, and then him fighting himself, a million versions of himself. That whole bit. Then the putty finally coming out from his eyes, and him understanding what that end bit. I think from like the 2.5 minutes say till the end of the song, where the kind of the the animation changes into the sort of scribbled, the color drawing mala bits.
yeah, yeah.
Those bits I have to rewatch because I feel like I didn't understand what was going on. And then the end also where they're both standing
Face to face, yeah.
facing each other. Are they really facing each other? Is there a mirror in the middle? Are there a
I
reflection
felt
of
it's
each
like, yeah, I took it as that it's relatable lives, like people living, multiple
different
people
lives, but
individually
same.
living same lives, like,
Yeah.
which is true for all of us actually.
Struggles have been
Like,
similar.
if you
Yeah.
really look at it from a top view, we all might look like very different people, but in the longer span of life, almost everybody is living like a same life. I mean, not everyone, but there'll always be like a bunch of people you're surrounded with. And this I've been experiencing a lot lately, that everyone I chat with, and I truly listen to their life story and where they're going, and I realize that they're living the same life as I am. Like literally that kind of, correlation that is going on.
Yeah.
And in so many ways, the song is talking about that.
Yeah.
In fact, this song is, that. So एक और बात होती है कि when we're going through a really tough time and life is just feeling very, very heavy,
Yeah.
more often than not, everyone we speak to, people in trying to help launch in very quickly into giving advice.
Yeah.
है ना? But there are very few people.
Always.
Yeah. And I'm guilty of that as well. Like we all are. But when you're going through a really tough time, there'll be those few people who'll just listen.
Yeah.
So this song, I feel in a lot of ways, is that listening when one is saying koi hisab nahi hai. Like where you're not passing a judgment, there is no advice, there's nothing. All one is saying is koi hisab nahi hai.
आपको नहीं पता, कोई हिसाब नहीं है. आप बस बता रहे हो अपनी.
When this dialogue for the first time I have heard from my nani and dadi. Like, when we were really young and like they are talking about their life stories and they're swapping, stories of their life, whatever session where you're just a child who's playing and, elders are talking around you. And they would always say, कि की कर सकते हैं, कोई हिसाब नहीं है. Like, like it's endless. Like there is no.
It's actually probably from there that the hook line of this has come.
Yeah, yeah. And the beauty of it is it's true, right? Like there is no, it's just about कि कोई हिसाब नहीं है. What are you going to do? Ultimately, you just have to surrender to it. And there's so much surrender in that one line. Like that one line, the 3 words, koi hisab nahi hai, okay, 4, kind of encompass so many emotions that it's just to even think of that line, to put it in a song and to create a song around it. I'm in this newfound awe suddenly now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Divine's verse really hit. I wanna go over Karan's verse also because some of the like lines in Punjabi I will not get. But Divine, the way his voice and his entire tonality in this song, it almost felt like a personal purging is happening in how in some other level. So yeah,
Divine's own voice. This is my
full.
favorite Divine song.
I
In all
think
his voice, all his verses, everything. Like if I do just a Divine versus Divine and two different things,
mm,
this for me
or the
is like the
most
favorite
hard
Divine.
hitting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And here I'm
same.
not
I think I'll
comparing with
agree.
collabs and other people, other artists. No, no. मैं Divine versus Divine उस zone में जा रही हूँ for me. And
For me also, for the emotionality of it,
yeah,
the verse here,
yeah,
it was just like I was just sitting with goosebumps from start to end, because I was just like, and then looking at the visuals of it, it was something like, it stirs something inside you, which is a feeling of uneasiness, but also um empathy, but also um, a little bit of sadness, but also the
frustration
surrender,
also. Yeah,
frustration, also a little bit of and just like, because you're watching someone's sort of life lessons being unfolded, right? What they're
yeah,
talking about, and you're watching their realizations about the world and their life unfolding in front of you. So it's kind of therapeutic also, but it's
yeah.
also, yeah, in a way, like, I don't know how to describe it, but there's a whole other
It's a
level of
feeling.
feeling.
One cannot
Yeah,
describe it.
yeah.
Listen to it again. If you didn't catch the feels the way we are feeling it, 4 बार और गाना सुनो अपने आप आएगा समझ.
और देखो इसके वीडियो को सीन बाय सीन देखो, बिकॉज कुछ और ही लेवल का स्टोरी टेलिंग चल रही है. सो रियली अगेन, I feel like the parts where he's sitting and the sketches, that whole bit around 2:30, 2:35, say, where the sketches are shown, that section I want to study properly later, because like I feel
Yeah.
like there's a lot of hidden messaging also. So if the video makers of this song can actually release a video breakdown for us,
That'll
that'll
be
be
amazing.
amazing. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, people will
Like a
come
video
to
making
watch.
BTS. Yeah.
Just the
But not
breakdown
visual,
of
like, yeah,
each
the
like
thought.
scene and the meaning
Yeah.
of it, or like I would love to talk to them about it.
I was just about to say, or maybe you get them on a podcast.
I
Get
should
them on and like
yes.
just for
So
specific or a reaction specifically for this, like chat with them.
Jyoti Saha, let's connect.
I
Just
like
saying.
that look was to be connecting.
Ha, maybe I'll drop him a message, but I feel like this video should have a breakdown as well, for sure. So let me quickly just pull up the lyrics of this track, because we must now. कभी है दिन कभी है रात, कितने हैं सपने कितने हैं ख्वाब, कितने थे कल कितने हैं आज, कितने हैं साथ कितने हैं सांप, कोई हिसाब नहीं है, नहीं कोई हिसाब नहीं है. The way this, again, the production and the music, the way the loop has happened here, with the way कोई हिसाब नहीं है, कोई हिसाब नहीं है, कोई
That
हिसाब
emphasis on
नहीं है.
that, correct. The weight on it.
उससे बहुत वो हार्ट रेंचिंग वाला मोमेंट आ जाता है. सो लव्ड इट, वेरी नाइस. कभी दिन कभी है ना. ओके, बुकलाते रखा कुड़े नगदा बच्चा. I feel like I do very badly the Punjabi lyric. वार पिठा उत्ते करो, वार पीठा उत्ते करो अब दा बच्चा, कौन कित्थों साडे नहियों लगदा पता, नी मैं रब दा बंदा मैनू सब दा पता, तेनू कंदे नी पता गुलाब दा पता, भुल्ले नी कदे पंजाब दा पता, नी लाभ दा पता नी ख्वाब दा पता नी होरा दा पता नी आप दा पता, तू गड्डी च ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਬਹਿੰਦੀ, ਕਿੰਨੇ ਦੀ ਲਾਈ ਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ, ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਨਾਰਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਤੋੜੀ ਨੀ, ਕਿੰਨੇ ਦੀ ਘੋੜੇ ਦੀ ਜੋੜੀ ਨੀ, ਤੈਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਦੱਸਾਂਗੇ ਥੋੜੀ ਕਿ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਨੇ ਦੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਦੀ ਵਾਚ, ਕਿੰਨੇ ਨੇ ਵੈਰੀ ਤੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਨੇ ਯਾਰ, ਤੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚ ਬੈਠੀ ਹੈ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਦੀ ਕਾਰ, ਨੀ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕਰੋੜ ਤੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਹਜ਼ਾਰ, 10000000 ਕਿੰਨਾ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਗਿਨੋ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਹੀਰੋ, बैठी बॉम्बे च पंजाब सुन, दवा ना जवाब हुन, मैथों ताना लगे बीबा, लाई चली हिसाब हुन, कभी है दिन कभी है रात, कितने हैं सपने कितने हैं ख्वाब, ओके, कोई हिसाब नहीं है. देन वाइट फोर्सेस में बैठे हम ज्योतिष हैं खुद के, जब कहते हम फ्लाई हैं सितारे भी मुड़ते, दिवाली हर दिन है बिन पहने अब कुर्ते, हम शहर बना रहे ये झींगे सिर्फ लुढ़के, झींगे सिर्फ लुढ़के. ओके, ये कविता हुड के कम ध्यान देते सुर पे, ये कविता हुड के कम ध्यान देते सुर पे, जब गाने बना रहे हम ध्यान देते मूड पे, फायर नहीं लगता वो बैठे हैं वुड पे, ये इंटरनेट नशेड़ी बटन पे उड़ते हैं जो, कमा रहे हम हक के कमा रहे, खिलाड़ी यहाँ रखे जो अक्षय कुमार है, खिलाड़ी यहाँ रखे जो अक्षय कुमार है, तो बुक क्या पढ़ ली ये केंड्रिक लमार है। ये रैप करने बोले हम सही में बीमार है, ये अवार्ड शो नहीं हम सही में कमा रहे। हाँ, ऊ शॉट्स टेकन शॉट्स। कितना कमाया हिसाब नहीं, कितना उड़ाया हिसाब नहीं, कांटों पे चले हम मिला गुलाब नहीं, मुंह पे कोई बोल दे इनकी मजाल नहीं, ऐसा कोई गुजरा है साल नहीं जहां पे मिला गद्दार नहीं, कितने यहाँ हाट पर थाली में दाल नहीं, कितने यहाँ हाथ पर थाली में दाल नहीं, कितने यहाँ जीभ पर चेहरे पे दाग नहीं, सही में ये सीधे हम सही में हरामी, कभी हराम का खाया नहीं, कभी अम्मी को रुलाया नहीं, अब बोला मैं भाई तो सही वो भाई, भाई को बनाया नहीं, असल रैप को मैं लाया नहीं, आ तेरे बाप से तू आया नहीं, पुण्य भी करते बहुत बहुत से बार किसी को बताया नहीं, गिनते हैं हम ब्लेसिंग्स और लिखते हैं गीत, मिलते नहीं है दोस्त मिलती है जीत, खड़े पे मरे नो बेंड इन माय नीज, काउंटिंग माय ब्लेसिंग्स एंड काउंटिंग ऑन माय जीज, गिनते हैं हम ब्लेसिंग्स and then a कभी है दिन कभी है रात कोई हिसाब नहीं. So I feel like the power for me, the punch was more in the delivery of it
Yeah.
and um in the production of it.
Yeah.
And finally, now the video of it. The video has just added several layers to the writing.
Yeah, the video, I feel the video is doing complete justice to the writing colors. Like, I feel like, because there is, I feel like, उनको brief किसने दिया कि video कैसा चाहिए? One doesn't come up with something randomly, ना, कि एक गाना अगर आप बना रहे हो, what is the गाने का feel? And the brief comes from the frustrations, the things one is thinking about while writing. And this is what all we want to express in it. That the frustration one feels of being wrongly, the justice system going against you and you being in a thing and then trying to break out and you just about breaking out, but then failing last second because the snakes get to you. Like there are so many, that kind of layering, everything is being spoken about in the song, even if we don't listen to it like that. So I feel it's like level of experience. If somebody who's gone through that kind of experience will listen to the song very differently. Somebody with, my kind of experience or lesser than my kind of experience, or, someone who's starting out in life, like somebody who's 14, 15 will listen to the song in a very different way. So I feel that's the magic of this song, that it will change as per life experience. I feel that.
For sure. But I feel like the creative thinking behind that's been added to it by the video team, like the different scenes that we saw with all the different elements in the video.
उन्होंने visually define कर दिया सारा. So even if you've not experienced it,
because अगर डिवाइन और औजला ने भी उनको दिया ब्रीफ की गाने का मैसेज ये है और हम ये बोलना चाह रहे हैं इस गाने में, तो जो छोटे छोटे एलिमेंट्स हैं वो ऐड
no, for
उन्होंने बहुत
sure.
किए हैं.
Nothing is being taken away from the video team, the concept, the
that's all I meant.
conceptualizers, and it's fantastic. And the way it's been executed, even someone who doesn't have the experience to understand just the lyrical song of it, they'll be able to visually see and still feel it. And that's the point of a video, na? Nahi to video क्यों बनाओगे? So which is fantastically executed. Super
good,
done.
fantastic. I love videos like this, and I feel like, again, case in point, like Mera Bhai was such a good video. Again, you don't need to go to Dubai and shoot. Just, I'm not taking shots at it.
I was just about to say, who are you taking shots at by saying that?
Just saying, generally speaking, it doesn't need like some exotic location. You can genuinely just create a hard-hitting video with a good team.
Yeah.
Animated. I gave this, I've been telling a lot of artists who I talk to that, I was like, if you can't.
And chances are, by the way, पैसे उतने ही लगते हैं.
Yes.
Because animation is not easy. Like it's not sasta.
It's not sasta, but you can get a decent animation video from, and the animators also that you work with will always bring a very unique perspective. You may give the same video and same song to 5 different animators and you get 5 completely different videos and characters in the video.
Correct.
Unka face expressions alag honge, unka drawing alag hogi, unka jo, so there's so much possibilities.
Like the smallest example being right in the start of the video when faces, body, and when they begin running. So the blast happens, that red blast, and slow motion running where everything else is moving faster. That set the tone entirely. Where you get to know the person's inner state, their skill level, and the, execute. That right there, that's art, right? Like it depends on the person who has created it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was just fantastic. And I feel like that is something that artists should take away from something like this, that you can get so creative with a good animation team and a good backend.
Yeah, I was not expecting this song. ये तो full on हो गया है, like full on.
Yeah. So listen,
Yeah.
lovely. I will. We are not watching 100 million, so now we will do our album thoughts.
All right.
Wrap up. So start with your top three.
My
Very
top
difficult.
three. Acha, very difficult nahi, and it's easy also and difficult also. I am going by not the lyrical ability, not all that. When one is choosing the top three, mere hisab se it should become a personal choice. It needs to be like, what will I listen to again and again
Yeah.
and feel and vibe with. While
Yeah.
I might like the lyrical writing and everything of all the songs.
Yeah.
And of actually, I think, yeah, all of them. Except Tareefan went in a different zone. वो छोड़ के बाकी सबकी जो lyrical writing है, वो मतलब is another level. And even Tareefan mein, like the lyrical writing, it's of a different kind. So usme bhi skill to 100% hai. But if I had to choose my top three, I think, oh God. Okay, my number three is Nothing Lasts.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
three. Okay.
Number two, oh God, is, oh, okay, number one pe hai teen gaane. Straight
So how
Balling,
can-
Yaad, and Hisaab. Number one.
Straight balling and Hisaab are number one.
Yeah, number one.
Wait, your voice is cracking. What? And Yaad.
Around number one.
It's cheating.
I cannot. So straight bowling, Yaad, Hisaab, but I cannot also overlook Nothing Lasts. So when you're saying teen, I will give you my number. Okay. So then, So then in that case, it'll be straight bowling, Yaad, and Hisaab. And now don't ask me to put them in 1, 2, 3. I cannot.
That's fine.
Three are my number one.
That's fine. That's
Haan.
fine. I'm very confused between the thing is, as much as I love Hisab, I don't know how much I'll loop it. For me, the loopability is higher in Yard, Straight Bowling, and Nothing Lasts.
Nice.
But I love Hisab as well.
So same. With one song,
Same hai.
same type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thoda sa ho gaya.
Yeah.
We have left out Tareefa and Top Class. Not that we didn't love it,
So,
but we're
so
just...
like I said, in fact, I was just about to come to Top Class and Overseas ka thing. Hooks are great. They'll make for like great, like, like entry songs.
Yeah.
Like how even when event pay, what had happened was, I think when Top Class had Bande Top Class, their entire entourage kind of stepped up on the stage and like surrounded them. So that whole vibe also turns into a very, it's a feel. But is it something that I will listen to every day pay? No, I don't think so. So it's great as a... One time you go to a club and they're playing it and suddenly you're like, whoa, and you jump up and start dancing and all. Uske liye it's full on.
But that said, if I'm listening to this album in a like looping the album, then there's no song I'll skip.
Yes, I agree. Me too.
I don't even think I'll skip 100 million now because I feel like after hearing it live,
uska ek wo alag vibe create ho gaya abhi dimag mein.
Exactly.
This is where I think watching it live or like in a concert,
experiencing something live or in a different setting actually affects how you feel about the song, for sure. So I feel like and this is also like I love myself like changing my opinion about things. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that, and I feel like the more we keep our minds open, we can't just be like, oh, I didn't like that song when I first heard it. Just open your mind. You might like it after 1 year, who knows.
Correct. Always.
So always be open to that. Don't write off any art or artist. That's the thing. Now about this album, we've done our top three. I feel like it's a mammoth. Like I said before, it's gigantic for the scene because the most sort of well-known Indian hip hop artists, both locally and outside India, in the diaspora, I would say, and then Karan Aujla, who's obviously created a whole other level of fame with his with Indians around the world, Punjabis around the world, and in India. So both these people who are so well known coming together for a project had to be massive. It had to have like expectations would have been very high from the fan bases of both, and they have delivered. And how they have just, I don't feel like they've disappointed at all. Sometimes you're just like, nahi yaar, feel nahi aayi type situation happens. Oh my God, not at all. Every track. And it takes a lot, not just from the artists. And remember what he said on stage, that when we first met, our first session together in the studio was 10 hours and we finished 5 songs in that first session. He said this on stage, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And also Karan said that I'm a writer and I'm a lyricist. And when it comes to Divine, I admire the same qualities in him. So you can see that they also, have that respect for each other and have that respect for each other's art and each other's sort of journeys and place in the scene. So I feel like all those energies coming together, the vibe in a studio session would be something else, you know? It's like I would love to be a fly on the wall in those situations because you're kind of watching the creativity unfold in
Mm.
real time. And I feel like being in the energy of someone who you not only respect as an artist, but who does things that you probably don't do, like we were talking about, then helps you in real time expand yourself.
Correct.
Right. So I feel like they must have experienced that working together because you don't do that every day. Now you're just in your own like zones with your
For
own
sure.
team, working
For
on
sure.
your own songs and your own music. So
Yeah.
I feel like these kind of collaborative projects, which are it's not just a single, it's a whole project and a whole series of songs, um, will help, will probably now after this project, both of them in their individual artistic zones will be very new people when we hear their future things. I have that feeling.
Correct.
I'm just going to say. So, very important one for them to come together because now the Punjabi audiences and the Hindi rap audiences can all have found a common ground
Yeah.
and are meeting and are probably converging and are now gonna, you know, it's all gonna melt into each other and become one big giant fan base and audience. So that's great. And yeah, I mean, um, these are just very important projects overall for the scene and the industry.
Correct.
Love it. You want to add anything?
No, I'm just really happy that this whole experience was such a complete, wholesome, fulfilling experience. You know, it's
Yeah.
album listening, we can normally also do, but when we go and actually see an event and what we take from it, it is just, there is, like, you know, individually, like how we were talking about Divine's Bazigar earlier, and same time, Karan Aujla, Softly. Both of them played those songs. Everyone was like loudly screaming and singing.
Oh,
It wasn't
yeah.
like, you know, that there was one side
Vibes.
of, yeah, like everyone was
Loving
going,
it.
yeah. So, you know, it's not that that there are Punjabi listening people who don't listen to Hindi hip hop, and or
Not
that,
as
okay,
much.
simply to
Not as
say
much.
Karan Aujla's audience not listening to Divine or Divine's audience not listening to Karan Aujla. If that were ever the case, right now with this collab, what's happened is that their audiences have suddenly realized, yeah, we're all enjoying both the songs.
Yeah.
We're enjoying their collab together. So
Yeah.
actually, even as an audience, it has opened up our mind to that complete possibility of
Exactly.
being able to enjoy both genres together,
Yeah. Yeah.
separately and together. So which I think is like hats off for them to have done this. And they kind of kept saying it also, right? Divine kept saying it. He was like, Mumbai to Punjab, you know, the whole
Yeah.
Punjab and the Mumbai thing, he kind of kept emphasizing that constantly because I think that is what their intention also was, getting into this album to kind of expand the horizons on both fronts. So which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
I
I
feel
just,
like, yeah, exactly that. But I feel like, you know, the Punjabi listeners, say Karan Aujla fans, especially outside India,
yeah,
because the diaspora, most Punjabis don't speak Hindi. They just speak
yeah,
English or
that's
whatever
true.
their local
Yes,
country's languages, and they speak
yes,
Punjabi at home. So
yeah.
they've never become fluent in Hindi or,
That's
you know,
not just
beyond
abroad. Even in
Bollywood.
Punjab, that is the truth. Like
हाँ,
there are many times when I go back and I'm talking and मैं हिंदी में बात करती हूँ, पंजाबी में बात करते होते हैं, उन्हें
तो
आधी चीजें जो मैं बोलती हूँ समझ नहीं आती. हाँ,
हाँ,
so
तो वो होता है. तो
correct.
I feel that's the main reason they probably don't consume Hindi rap.
Yeah.
And living in London, I noticed that also because वहाँ पे इतना beyond a Divine and maybe, you know, Badshah or a Raftar, they will not know कि Hindi rap में हो क्या रहा है because
Correct.
people there are not able to consume it due to language barrier. So even probably in Canada and US. So I feel like a project like this is super, super important because all like my Canadian Punjabi friends or my American Punjabi friends, they'll be like, oh, damn, Divine.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
writes good
yeah,
stuff. Because
yeah,
it's not like they don't understand Hindi. They just don't speak it as much. And the only consumption of Hindi music they have is probably Bollywood, like
yeah.
90% of the time, you know,
And
and
you know, the
maybe
flip side of
Pratik
it,
Kohar.
the flip side of it is that around any person who got to know about that such an event is happening, they all knew Divine. 50% knew Karan Aujla. The other 50 were like little like clueless about him, कि सुना सुना नाम है, but not really. So they weren't really hardcore listeners.
That was
So
Bombay, yeah.
Divine is a lot more famous in that sense in the whole, you know, Bombay circuit and like West. So it was
Actually,
like
I don't know because I felt there were more people cheering and asking for softly, softly. So there were a
Softly
lot of
is
odds.
a out of
It's
the
a
planet
universal.
wala song.
हाँ, that is
Softly
true.
की बात मत
That
करो.
is true.
Softly
वो तो
अलग है.
सबको पता है.
I am talking about post that, you know, when I've met
That's
so
true.
many people who listen to music and they were like, oh, Divine. And then I was like, and Karan Aujla. And they were like,
नहीं,
was it
पर
softly? And then like, they were like, oh, yeah.
in a Bombay, Karan Divine has more. If you go to Punjab, then obviously it's the other way around.
So that's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
Like depending on which area, which region you go,
Yeah.
now they both will have equal footing and like
I love
the whole
it.
point of a collab. So which is
Very important.
boys, awesome.
Very important. I feel like they are entering each other's audience zones and fan base zones, and
Yeah.
all of that is important for them as artists, and it's also important just for a cross-cultural amalgamation of the scene
Aha.
and everything.
On that
और
note, I
हम
think we
यार
should call it quits now
we
क्योंकि
are
हम तो
done.
हमारा खत्म नहीं होगा. I
Yeah,
think the
मैं को-
experience has enriched us so much कि हम बात करते जा सकते
I
हैं
love
इसके
it.
बारे में.
I feel
Yeah.
these kind of launch events are also very, very good because
Yeah.
they give us also a lot of meat to talk about and discuss things,
Correct.
which I think is nice. I think I don't know. You all tell us. Like, did you like the mini vlog? I wasn't able to talk, or that vlog would have been a little longer.
I saw a
but
few comments on it which said that you should do this regularly also. Like it doesn't have to be
I
just
don't
hip hop.
mind.
You should just do like regular vlogging as well, which I
Can I
think has
just
been your intention, but I don't know why you're not getting around it.
So can I just tell everyone that I
Yeah.
have vlogged my entire year and a half that I've lived in London. I have vlogged, and it's all on my hard drive. I'm also a hard drive saver. So I have vlogs from my first month. I have vlogs from like I've only released my Oxford Wala vlog, but I have some 25, 30 more vlogs on my hard drive. So maybe now I'll
Ithe
hire an
hai,
editor.
jana hai. So now start working on it.
I'm acting like Raftar. Hard drive volume 1 will come in soon. So, no, so I'm looking for a good editor who can edit those vlogs because vlog editing हमसे नहीं होता है. हम ये video edit कर लें वो ही बहुत है. So
Yes.
so I will look for an editor and try and release those. And of course, yes, vlogging at events like this is also a good fun thing to do, you know,
Yes.
to show people the BTS and everything that went down. So
Yeah.
that will continue as long as we
And
get
also
invited.
a big shout out to audience people who we met over there who were so excited
Yes.
and telling us that they really enjoy listening to the reactions. So like full on, so cute, full
Y'all
love
were
happened.
very cute. Y'all were
That is
very
very
cute.
cute.
There
Yeah.
were, you know, I realized that, and Raj had told me this the last time when we were at the Spotify event, because a lot of people kept coming up to him and taking selfies and Raj bhai, and all that happened. And I was like, I'm happy people don't like recognize me or anything because thoda like I get awkward also. He's like, नहीं वो करते हैं लेकिन आप लड़की हो ना तो वो बात करने में शर्माते हैं. I was like, शर्माते हैं?
दूसरे की बात नहीं
Yeah,
करेंगे,
but,
आएंगे
yeah.
नहीं.
So, but I could see that this time because some of them came up and one of them came up and he just stopped me when I was entering. Remember, he stopped us
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we
I
were
remember.
entering.
Yeah.
And then because
Momo
he
joined.
said hi, the others also joined. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. I couldn't talk. I feel like they probably
Yeah.
thought I'm very rude because kuch reply aa hi nahi raha tha आवाज में.
हाँ.
But then Shruti's like, she's lost her voice.
So next time you spot her, basically, don't feel shy, don't feel like
Yeah,
don't
please
feel
come say hi.
overwhelmed. Come say hi. Yeah.
Full hearts to all of you.
Yes.
So yay. Okay, chalo. On that note, take care of yourselves. Let me know in the comments what your top 3 tracks are. I would love to know. And I think that will keep evolving also with time. But beautiful project. Full props to the team. Congratulations to everyone involved with it. And straight ball in. See you the next one. Live long and prosper.
Bye.
कभी ये दिन कभी ये रात कितने सपने कितने ख्वाब कितने थे कल कितने आज कितने साथ कितने हिसाब कोई हिसाब नहीं है